really great job. I love what I do. I've been able to make a living for my family for quite a few years now.
So, Mr. Robinson, you had an emergency this day.
Yes, Your Honor, I did. Basically, what had happened was we had a sewage buildup in the pipeline, and it was starting to overflow through the grass. I was getting many complaints from all of the residents.
But before this day, he was your plumber. He was the guy that took care of your needs.
Yes, Your Honor, about 7 years. I mean, he's a good guy. He's done good work, other than the fact that I've started to know a lack of performance lately.
Okay, so he's kind of your main guy, despite some ticks here and there, but he's your main guy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Robinson, this property is an apartment building, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got a bunch of toilets, bunch of sinks, bunch of bathrooms, right?
That's correct.
Plenty need for a plumber. Mm-hmm. How many units?
Units, there's a total of 45 units in the main building.
And how long have you owned this building?
I've owned this building for the past 12 years.
And Mr. Raymond, what happened on this day?
On this day, I got this call. It was an emergency. So I dropped what I was doing. I headed straight over there in my truck, my work truck, parked in front of the building. I grabbed my toolbox. I got there. I could see him waving at me.
And the emergency, Mr. Robinson, was this sewage buildup?
Yes, Your Honor. It was a catastrophe.
And it's something only a plumber could address and solve.
Absolutely, and immediately.
So, Mr. Raymond, you were going over to solve this emergency.
Yes, sir.
So then what happened?
I parked right in front of the building so I could have access to my work vehicle.
Yes, sir.
I grabbed my toolbox and I started heading straight to him. Few steps in and my foot went through a hole and I went down, sir. I went down and I was hurt. My shoulder, my side, my ankle. I didn't know what was wrong, but I couldn't get up.
Mr. Robinson, did you see this?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Mr. Raymond, what's that hole about? You submitted this photograph.
Yeah, so that's, I'm sorry. So that's the hole that I put my foot through as I was trying to get across to fix this other emergency.
Okay, and you
went all the
stepped
way
in
through.
that hole?
Yes, sir.
This isn't just another courtroom drama, this is real life. A longtime plumber is suing a building owner for $250,000. But here's the twist. The property owner says it's the plumber's own fault. So what really happened on the day of the accident? And is this an honest man seeking justice or someone shifting the blame to cash in?
Okay, and that's why I see you've got this boot on your right foot. Is that the foot that went into this hole?
I broke my ankle going in there. I broke my ankle, and so I've got a boot here that's, I can hardly walk. I can't do much because.
Now I see you've got that shoulder apparatus on. What happened to your shoulder?
So I separated and dislocated the shoulder when I went down.
Okay.
And then part of that tore my rotator cuff, so I had to have surgery for that.
So this was a nasty shoulder injury.
It was a very, very bad hurt,
Well,
yes.
Mr. Robinson, that had to be shocking even to watch. I mean, you see him go down and he's pretty badly hurt. Were you concerned?
At the moment, yeah, but at the same time, Your Honor, this injury was based off pure negligence.
How was he responsible?
I don't think so.
Well, for starters, he walked through the grass instead of the sidewalk. I mean,
Well, what's the harm of walking through the grass?
When a frantic call came in about sewage overflowing into the grass, Mr. Raymond did what any dedicated worker would do. He dropped everything and rushed to help. But that moment of urgency would soon cost him dearly. Faced with open-mouth reaction, can you imagine hurrying to fix a disaster and ending up the victim yourself?
I walked through my grass this morning to get to my car.
The thing here is there was a sign in the grass that said, "Keep off of the grass."
Did you see a keep off the grass sign?
There's no sign there when I was there.
That's not true, Your Honor. There was a sign right there.
Well, you remember a sign being there.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm the one who put it in
And
there.
if it was there, you didn't see it.
I did not. I was handling an emergency and he was standing.
For him.
For him. I was coming at him. My biggest issue is that this should never have happened. He's right, this was negligence. It was his negligence.
So, Mr. Robinson, is this the sign you put up?
Yes, Your Honor, this is the sign that I put up.
Mr. Raymond, I can't see how you missed that one.
I didn't see it, sir.
You were focused on his emergency.
He was jumping up and down, waving his arms at me.
You didn't expect that he was kind of just gonna lollygag around on the sidewalk and take his own time, right?
The sidewalk was 2 feet from his car door. He chose to walk through the grass.
Well, you submitted a diagram kind of laying this out.
Yes, Your Honor,
Could you go to the podium? I want you to explain this for me, because you saw the whole thing.
Boom. Just a few steps in and he goes down. A hidden hole in the property swallows his foot and the damage is immediate. A broken ankle, a dislocated shoulder, torn tendons. The man couldn't even stand. You can hear the pain in his voice. This wasn't just a scrape.
I am right here, just outside the main entrance of our main building. Basically, I made the call first.
Okay.
And then what happened is, this is a one-way street.
All right.
This is one way here. He comes this way, and then he parks the vehicle right here. Since the driver's side is on the opposite side of where I am, he walks around the side to get the bag.
I had to grab my
And from
toolbox.
at this point, I am signaling,
Oh, so
I need you.
You're not saying come here, you're
no,
saying,
I'm saying
go around.
I need you. Yes, because I'm trying to wave him in the direction of the apparent sidewalk that's right next to where he could have walked.
So, Mr. Raymond, if he's telling you go around, I mean, I understand that a septic soup in an apartment is not a good thing, but it's not like anybody's gonna die.
I understand what he's saying.
Okay.
But I've worked with him for so many years.
Yes, sir.
He wasn't saying go around. He was saying hurry up. Hurry up. Get
no.
over here. Like
And you were
seemed
trying to get to
frustrated
him as
with
soon as
me.
possible.
Then comes the blame game. Mr. Robinson claims there was a keep off the grass sign. Raymond says he didn't see any sign and he was just responding to an emergency. So who's telling the truth here?
Yeah, he was already frustrated that I wasn't being fast enough, so I was going as fast as I could.
So, Mr. Robinson, you can return to the podium. Mr. Raymond, I want you to go over there and you tell me what happened. Use this diagram.
Okay, so
Take your time.
thank you, Your Honor. So
tell
this
me
is
what happened.
exactly how it was. The issue was up here. I could see him waving at me, being frantic. I knew that this was where I was gonna have to work, so I wasn't gonna drive on the grass and get over there and create more of an issue.
So
you
I
didn't
left
have
my,
to do
my
that, Your
truck
Honor.
there.
You
so I
park
could
your
access
truck
there.
You park your truck, and then where do you go?
I went straight to him, and that hole happened to be in the way. Now,
And right there in the middle is where that drain hole is that you stepped in.
now, had there been a sign, there
What-
should have been a sign by the hole. There
Well-
should have been something there to warn.
Mr. Robinson has the sign right over there.
As the judge examines the property layout, tensions rise. Both men point fingers using the same diagram. Robinson says the sidewalk was just 2 feet away. Raymond insists he was being waved over in a panic. It's a he said situation with $250,000 on the line.
I did not see that sign.
You
Your
had
Honor.
to pass
you-
that way. It was
That-
one way.
that sign-
You have
and
to
that
pass
sign we
the
just
park.
saw
Well,
was
you
keep
saw
off
the
the grass.
sidewalks, right?
Yes, yes, but if I block the sidewalk, Your Honor, then that's gonna restrict traffic because I'm gonna be working there for a while.
It's a
so I've
one-way
got to
road,
park
man.
where I can
Nobody's
access my
driving that
vehicle
way.
to get back and forth and get the tools that I need.
So, but you thought it was an emergency and you need to get to
I
him right
treated
away.
it like the emergency that he was letting me know it was.
Now, Mr. Robinson, you can see though, I mean, his heart's in the right place. He's trying to get to your catastrophe right away. You see that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I saw him up there and he was up there waving. Oh,
You can return to the podium.
he was waving his arms. It was an emergency, and I treated it like a professional. I went as fast as I could.
He's never moved fast a day in his life, Your Honor.
But he must have been moving fast enough for you to hire him over and again, right? You said you blew your shoulder out and you broke your ankle.
Yes, sir. My ankle was broken all the way through.
Raymond claims he was trying to act fast, not cut corners. Robinson accuses him of ignoring protocol. But let's face it, when sewage is bubbling up, do you stop to read lawn signs?
Okay.
My shoulder was dislocated and I tore my rotator cuff.
Well, I see here that you are seeking $100,000 in past medical bills. You had a lot of medical treatment for these injuries.
Yes, I did.
And I see that you have $50,000 in lost wages. I take it this ankle and shoulder don't let you work as a plumber.
No, I have been off of work. I can't do anything other than just wait and heal right now.
So, Mr. Robinson, do you see the position at least that he's in?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay.
This is
Your
his negligence.
Just-
This is his negligence, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's been complaining to me for the past year and a half that he has bad knees.
So hard luck and move on.
He's been using the bad knee excuse forever. So I think that he decided to take it easy on himself because his knees were hurting.
So
Cut through the
so
grass
the-
and avoid the sidewalk right there.
you
Your Honor,
mentioned-
let me show you the braces that I
Oh,
have.
what are you?
Let me show you the braces. These are over the counter
All right.
braces. They're not medical.
Raymond isn't just hurt, he's devastated. Unable to work, drowning in medical bills, and struggling with constant pain. He's not just suing for money, he's trying to rebuild a life that fell apart in seconds.
They're to help me do my job. I'm a plumber. I'm always
Well,
on
that
my
was
knees.
a little more than I wanted to see, but but I appreciate you doing that. Now,
I just want to show you so you can see these are not to help me walk. They're just, I'm a plumber. I'm on my knees a lot. This gives me support, like a back brace would give me support if I'm lifting.
well, you've just given a whole new meaning to plumber's crack. Sheriff Matt, if you would let the sheriff help you pull your pants up.
Thank you. I've got a.
Taking one for the team, Sheriff.
Good?
All right, I almost got it right here.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, thank you.
You are suing Mr. Robinson for $250,000. Part of that is $100,000 for pain and suffering. Tell me about your pain and suffering. What have you been through?
Okay, so this has affected my whole life. My whole life. 24 hours a day, I'm in pain. Now, this didn't used to be.
Robinson fires back, accusing Raymond of using bad knees as an excuse. He even questions the severity of the injuries, until Raymond literally shows his knee braces in court. And yes, we got a little more than we bargained for in that moment.
I separated and dislocated the shoulder when I went down. Part of that tore my rotator cuff, so I had to have surgery for that. I'm captain of my bowling team. We were going to nationals, and we had to forfeit because I can't bowl. It's one of the things that I'm good at, that I really love doing. I let him all down because of his negligence. My biggest issue is that this should never have happened.
Mr. Robinson, you can see that this has affected his life, right? Even
Yes,
if
Your
you don't
Honor.
believe it's your fault, you can see it's had an impact
Yes, Your
on
Honor.
it.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
mean,
do.
bowling, pastimes.
Even taking a shower takes about 2 hours. You know, it's hard when you can't even wipe yourself.
Well, I would have offered Sheriff Matt to go home with you, but he didn't like pulling your pants up. So, if you had an opportunity to say something to Mr. Robinson, I mean, you all had a relationship before this. What would you say to him about what you've been through? And Mr. Robinson, I want you to receive it.
Mark, I have been working for you. I've been loyal for 7, 8 years, something like that.